My question is we live in a very modern society with lots of technology right at our fingertips, which allows us this instant gratification. What I'd like to know is if you have advice or thoughts about how we maintain our patience in the face of this growing instant gratification, patience with the challenges we may face throughout our daily lives or even more complex things that we face that we may feel we have no control over.
무엇을 이루고 싶어 합니까?
So, what do you want to achieve? What do you want? What's the end state?
I think more peace, just having more sense of stability, and just more patience, and not so much reliance on, I guess, technology, because I feel like it kind of can overtake your life.
그러니까 인내심을 기르고 싶다는 것은 지금 참고 있다는 얘기 아니에요.
So, if you say you want to learn more patience, then you are being patient about something right now, right?
I applied to a job position in my company recently, so I'm sort of waiting to hear if I've been accepted, and I've seen good signs, but I'm trying to just sort of maintain patience while I wait for the process to be finished, and hopefully a good decision in my favor.
왜 인내심이 필요합니까?
So,
출근해 보면 정해져 있겠죠.
so why do you need patience in that? And it's going to be decided, right? In its own time.
잠깐요.
One second.
한국에서 이틀 전에 선거가 있었습니다.
So there was an election 2 days ago in Korea, local elections.
밤에 개표가 됐습니다.
So then after the election was over, you saw the count.
이 사람이 이겼다가 이 사람이 이겼다가 이 사람이 이겼다가 이 사람이 이겼다가 이렇게 올라간 경우도 있습니다.
So sometimes some elections are very close to call. So one person seems to be winning, then the other person, and vice versa.
누가 당선될 건가? 마음이 좀 조급합니다.
So they're very kind of trying to be patient as the results come in because they want to find out who won.
결과를 알고 싶다.
Because people want to know the results.
그래서 이게 참기가 힘든다.
And they have to be really patient in order to stay.
이런 문제라면
So if that's the patience that you're saying,
자고 아침에 일어나면 결과가 나와 있습니다.
then it's a matter of waiting for the results in the morning.
그 왜 거기에 인내심이 필요합니까?
Because there's no patience really required because the results will come in due time.
그냥 자면 되는데요.
Because all you need to do is just go to sleep
아침에 결과를 보면 되죠.
and look at the results in the morning.
그러니까 당신이 회사에 가면 당신에게 무엇이 주어질지 이렇게 주어지는데 그걸 미리 뭐 때문에 걱정합니까?
So the results will be made or your job announcements will be announced in due time once you actually go to work and you'll find out. So it's outside of your control. So why need to be patient against that?
당신이 아무리 여기서 이걸까 저걸까 이러면 이러고 저러면 저런다가 아무리 해봐야 그건 사실 그렇게 되지 않습니다.
Because despite your own sense of timing and how you want to hurry that up and your concerns about yay or nay, it's not going to really affect the actual decision making.
왜냐하면 어떤 일을 나에게 줄 건지는 내가 결정하는 게 아니라 그 사람들이 결정하는 거예요.
Because it's not your decision to make, it's those people's decision to make.
그들이 결정하는 것을 마치 내가 결정하는 것처럼 착각하기 때문에 이런 번뇌가 생기는 거예요.
So you are having these issues of patience because you are telling yourself somewhat that almost that you have control over decision. While it's really you have no control over decision, it's those people who have control over this decision.
그러니까 그냥 직장에 가보십시오.
So the recommendation is that just show up for work.
그때 주어진 일이 있으면 그때부터 이제 연구하십시오.
And if you did get the job, then that's when you start, trying to make the best of it.
미리 자꾸 이렇게 생각하면 근심 걱정이 자꾸 커집니다.
Because if you're trying to kind of predict what might happen, you're just increasing the size of your own suffering.
Thank you.
그러니까 참아야 된다 이렇게 결정하면 안 됩니다.
So you have to get away from the trap of trying to be patient against something.
지금 참는다면 지금 무엇을 내가 참고 있느냐?
Because if you feel like you're being patient, you have to, what against? Am I
왜
being
내가
patient?
이것을 참아야 하는가?
And why do I have to be patient against this?
그 원인을 살펴야 합니다.
And it's the root cause of that patience, the fact that you do feel that you have to be patient.
내가 편안하고 싶다.
So if you want to be more tranquil and
어떻게
peaceful,
하면 편안할 수 있을까?
and how can I be more peaceful?
이렇게 접근하면 안 됩니다.
That's not the right approach.
편안하고 싶다 하는 것은
Because
내가 지금 어떤가 하고 돌아봐야 됩니다.
so when you ask, I want to be more tranquil or peaceful, the question you should ask is, what's my state today?
불안하다.
Am I anxious?
왜 불안한가?
Why am I anxious?
이렇게 접근해야 편안한 경지로 갈 수 있습니다.
And that's the approach you take. That's the road you take to peacefulness.
여러분들 어떻게 하면 편안할 수 있을까? 이렇게 접근하면 안 돼요.
So it's not how do I become more peaceful. That's not the right approach.
지금부터 한 1500년 전에
About 1500 years ago,
젠 부디즘이 중국에 처음 시작될 때
when Zen Buddhism started in China,
스승이 제자에게 물었습니다.
the teacher asked a disciple,
넌 왜 여기 왔니?
why are you here?
도를 배우러 왔습니다.
I came here to learn Tao.
어떤 도를 배우러 왔니?
So what kind of Tao do you want to learn?
마음이 편안해지는 도를 배우러 왔습니다.
I want to learn the Tao of making my mind peaceful.
지금 너 마음이 어떤데?
So how's your mind right now?
제 마음이 심히 불안합니다.
I am very anxious right now.
그렇다면 불안한 마음을 이리 내놔라. 내가 편안하게 해줄게.
So the teacher asked the disciple, please take out your anxious mind and give it to me, and I'll create peace out of it.
한참 시간이 흘렀습니다.
So it took a while for him to answer.
내놓을 게 없습니다.
And the answer was, I have nothing to actually give you.
스승이 말했습니다. 내 이미 너 마음을 편안케 했도다.
And the teacher replied back and said, see, your mind is already at peace.
편안하게 했도다 하는 것은 스승이 해준 게 아니에요.
So the fact that mind is at peace was not something that the teacher did for him.
스스로 그런 경지에 이르는 거예요.
It's something that the disciple himself reached.
어떻게 해서?
How?
불안한 마음을 내놔라 하니까
When the teacher asked, give me your anxious mind,
이 불안한 마음을 내놓으려면
in order to give up your anxious mind,
책을 뒤져야 됩니까?
do you find it in a book?
절에 가야 됩니까?
Do you go to a temple?
하늘을 쳐다봐야 됩니까?
Or do you have to look up to the sky?
자기 마음을 살펴야 합니다.
No, you have to look deep inside your own mind.
스승이 한 역할은 마음이 밖으로 향한 것을 안쪽으로 향하도록 도와준 거예요.
So all that teacher did is take that pupil's eyes or sight and turn it inward into himself
가만히 자기 마음을 살펴보니
and facilitate an inward looking stare
불안하다 할 것이 아무것도 없어요.
and make him realize that there's nothing really to be anxious about.
즉 이미 편안해진 거예요.
And then that actually means that he's already at peace.
이것이 선불교입니다.
That is Zen Buddhism.
그러니까 마음을 편안하게 하는 방법을 찾는 게 아닙니다.
So it's not Zen Buddhism is not about to find the right way to make your mind at peace.
그것은 일종의 바람, 욕망입니다.
Because that in itself is a want, is a desire.
내가 편안한 것을 바란다면
So you say you want peacefulness.
나에게로 돌아와야 합니다.
You have to kind of
너 상태가 어떠니?
reach back to yourself and ask yourself the question.
불안하네.
And why am I anxious?
왜 불안하지?
Why am I anxious?
이렇게 근원을 찾아가야 합니다.
And kind of find the root cause, explore, investigate the root cause within yourself.
그래서 근원을 찾아가다 보면
And on your way to discovery,
불안할 아무런 이유가 없는 경지에 이르게 됩니다.
then you reach a state in which you realize that there's nothing really to be anxious about.
다른 말로 하면 텅 빈 자리를 보게 됩니다.
So basically, in other words, you reach a state of emptiness
그래서 이미 편안해져 있습니다.
and realize that you are already at peace.